Hey everybody, welcome back to the Old Man Van Running channel. Today I'm going to do something slightly different. No running shoe review today. Today I'm going to talk to you about what I learned while recovering from a recent overuse running injury. I'm going to give you the 3 key things that I think every runner should do when working their way back from an overuse injury. These 3 key strategies are what has helped me over the last two and a half months recover from the overuse injury, specifically IT band syndrome on my right leg, that I suffered at the end of February after 2 very heavy months of running and real bad conditions. So a little background, in January or February of this year, I was running very high mileage, almost 200 miles a month. And I was running that on roads with a pretty significant crown on them. I couldn't run on the paved trails that I normally run on that are very flat. And that was because the weather was so bad. We had a lot of snow and ice on those trails, and I was forced to run on my local streets. And that puts a lot of stress on your legs, your knees, etc. Even trying to alternate from side to side. So at the end of February, I started to having pain on the outside of my right knee into the top of my right calf. And initially, around 4.5 to 5 miles, I started to have an ache there. And each subsequent run, the pain came on earlier. So before you knew it, I was down to 3 miles, down to 2.25, down to 1.5. And eventually, I could not even make it a half a mile without my right leg starting to ache tremendously and starting to feel very unstable. Because of that, I shut it down immediately. Very discouraging. If you're a runner, a dedicated runner, you know what I mean. Stopping when you're at the peak of fitness is really, really discouraging. But I had to do it, reluctantly so. And I said, well, you know what? I got to go see my doctor. I went to my doctor, had him check it. I was worried about maybe a stress fracture or something more serious structurally, and found that luckily it wasn't a structural issue. It was more related to overuse and inflammation in my tendons and my connective tissue and muscles. I am not a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist. So I did what I recommend each of you do if you suffer a running related injury. Don't try to diagnose yourself. If it's serious enough where you can't run, go see a professional, go get it checked out, so you will know exactly what's going on. And then from that, you can strategize as to how you are going to recover and get yourself back to pain-free running. First thing I realized is that I was only running, nothing but running. I was running 6 days a week. I also wasn't doing any flexibility work. So I was just active stretching and running. That was it. No other flexibility work. I also wasn't doing any strength work. I used to do full body strength. I do maybe once or twice a week. I do all the way from my legs, core, upper body. And again, I was running 6 days a week. Didn't have time for that. So that had gone by the wayside. And lastly, like I said at the beginning of this, that's all I was doing was running. Nothing else. Just focused on running. So that brings me to the 3 strategies that I find helped me recover in a little over 2 months, to the point where yesterday on the 15th of May, 2021, I was able to run a full half marathon, albeit not as fast as I would have liked to or I would normally do. But the fact is I was able to run the entire 13.1 miles with no pain, no recurrence of the IT band syndrome in my right leg. Flexibility is the first strategy. Daily passive stretching, to where I would sit down, work my hamstrings, work my calves and my Achilles, work my quads, my groin, to try to loosen those muscle groups up. Another part of my flexibility routine is I added a once a week 30-minute yoga workout. The yoga is what's really, really helped me. With the yoga, I've been able to loosen up my hips. And by loosening up my hips, that has also loosened up that IT band to the point where it's not rubbing like it was. I was very tight because all I was doing was running. So by adding that yoga in, it has really helped me get overall flexibility and more specifically, loosened up those problem areas that were contributing to the injury that I suffered. Next was strength work. As I mentioned, I wasn't doing any strength work. I had stopped doing that. So my muscle systems were becoming imbalanced. And there are muscles that you need to have strong in order to support good running form and therefore reducing your chances of injury. And those are, again, your hips, your glutes. In addition to that, other supportive muscle groups like your core and your upper body. So a lot of people don't think that those are really important, but they are, because they all contribute to good posture when you're running and supporting good running form by keeping that posture the way it should be longer. I implemented a 30 to 40 minute full body strength workout each week. And that consisted of focusing on my hips and my glutes. Also, I then moved up to the core. So doing planks, side planks, regular planks, doing crunches. And then upper body, things like push-ups, pull-ups. Those types of exercises are really good to keep your upper body toned without building bulk and adding weight. I also did some curls, but if you're going to use weights, use lighter weights, higher repetitions. You can also use resistance bands. Those are really good to keep your body toned, because that's what you're looking for. Strength doesn't need to be bulk. It can be toned strength without adding a lot of weight. And lastly, number 3, cross training. All I was doing was running, as I mentioned. So I jumped on my bike, felt no pain spinning, and said, wow, I can do that. Cross training is important. Again, that also helps, like the strength training, keep those other muscle systems balanced with the running muscle systems so that your body isn't overcompensating in one area or another. Some other alternative exercises, things like aqua jogging, running in a pool. So if you have access to a pool, that's a really good opportunity to get out there and do some, running type exercise without the pounding and impact that running on the roads or the trails will give you. So in summary, those 3 key strategies that I used to help myself recover successfully from IT band syndrome or any other overuse injury is, number 1, flexibility work. Make sure you incorporate that into your workout schedule. So that's passive stretching, active stretching, and maybe something like yoga or physical therapy. 2, add strength workout. It needs to be full body strength. Focus on those muscle groups that support good running. Those are your hips, your glutes, your core, and your upper body. It makes the entire system stable and allows you to support your running and take stress off your knees and those other problem areas. Number 3, cross training. Make sure you work some other types of exercise into your regimen. That's important. That helps keep all of your muscle systems balanced, which will make you a better and more efficient runner. Hopefully, the 3 strategies that I laid out here today that have helped me might help you, A, recover from an injury, and B, are things you can implement and put into your current running schedule that might help prevent or reduce the risk of injury going forward. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And hey, if you like the video, hit the like button below. Please leave comments, good or bad. I can take it. And hey, if you want to see more videos going forward, get notified of more videos going forward on the Old Man Van Running channel, then please hit the subscribe button so you can get notified when more videos are uploaded. So remember, lace up your shoes and let's get out on the roads.